Alright, we're starting the cast. We're starting the cast. Welcome back to the... Wait, hold on. Hold on. Welcome back to the... Yeah, I'm doing that. I did that. Not pre-recorded. Now you can hear my amp. So yeah, basically this is we're changing this up a lot right now because we're not doing the typical. Well, it's not really typical because I only did one and then I didn't do this thing for over a year, and it's soon gonna be 2 years since I actually did this the first time. Because I did this the first time in 2021, sometime early on. And meanwhile, this guy is playing his gay guitar. Yeah, I only said that because you switched to the clean tone right as I went into that sentence.
No, because I'm in Egypt.
I'm gonna. Oh yeah, you entered Egypt in a game. Literally, he literally just when you. Bro, we're like Nile. When you enter an Egypt game in Nile. What? Literally, when sailing on the Nile River, be like. Yeah, so if it's not already apparent, this podcast is going to be changed. It's going to be more freeform. It's like freeform jazz, except it's actually good. And, you know, we're just going to do more like a freestyle form, like mainly inspired by the welcome back to the welcome back to the goo. Yeah, I had to slam my table. My Hot Wheels cars. Yeah, so basically, I guess my stuff for this time is, well, I can talk about my boring ass life and tips and tricks on how to weld.
Please do.
Yeah, I'm gonna go into some tips and tricks on how to weld. Okay, so what you want to do is first you want to make sure you're protected, because when you're welding, you want to use these like welding hats. Basically, just search a welding helmet. It will come up. You'll probably even find some shopping prices, but don't buy the cheapest one on Amazon, because then you're gonna have a bad time when you're welding. Let me tell you what. But even then, the only thing that matters is that you got the glass. Basically, it's like because it's like a pair of glasses that your dad would think were cool in the 80s. So it's like sunglasses, but they go up into normal glasses. Though you can, you know what I mean. It's basically like that, but it's a welding thing helmet, and the thing that flips up is what actually has the, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to have the welding helmet on without taking it off, because otherwise you couldn't see shit when you're actually like doing other stuff. That's not welding, because it's used, But basically that little fucking thing. Obviously, first you have a plastic. I don't know if it's just random plastic that's see-through in front of it that's kind of thick, but it's basically you have a plastic glass, and then you have the dark glass, whatever it's called. I know, at least it for example, it goes up by number, so 1 would be like you're not even welding. It's like basically sunglasses, and 10 is what I use. I want to use 11 actually, but I use 10 right now. And 10 is, well, when I start welding, I can like see everything on the floor. No, on the metal thing. So basically, that's just the tip. Just use the welding helmet and the overalls. Oh wait, that doesn't even explain how to weld. So I just explained the safety course. So no wonder you went
Boring part.
Yeah, it's because I like doing the boring part.
Can I wear sunglasses instead of welding mask?
No, because then you'll probably get a bunch of, what's it called? Welding squirt in your face. You know, like the when you weld, the fucking, there's like, you know, in like Super Mario when the lava goes out of the lava pool, and it does the same thing in Minecraft. It's like that, but like times a million. So it's always like flying shit up in the sky. That's why you have the welding mask helmet. I keep calling it mask for some reason. I don't know why, but it's like probably because
It's called a welding mask. Wait, never mind.
It's probably because I've been thinking a little bit about Slipknot recently. But apart from the welding hat, now I'm calling it a hat.
It's called a hood, commonly referred to as a hood.
We don't really call it that in school. We call it just a helmet. But but what we do when we actually weld is, for me, the easiest way to get welding is by basically thinking of the welding stick, because I've only really done stick welding. So I'm gonna do the tips and tricks on how to stick weld right now. What you want to do is you want to just take a matchbox, like a box of matches, you know, and then imagine it like that. It's basically the same concept, except when you get fire, you don't go off the match side, because the match side in this case is the metal, and you don't go off it. You stay on it and weld. You know, that's basically just the easiest way to get it going. Just think of it as a match that you don't let off when you get fire. So it's really simple, but the hard part is like getting in your head what's in front of you, because I guess my teacher was very wrong in the way he explained it. He explained like at first it's gonna look like a bunch of stars and shit, or like fireworks. And that's not true at all. At first it just looks like, you've probably seen those videos of like melting metal in a factory. It's basically like, imagine seeing melting metal in front of you, and it looks like it's like tiny bubbles of boiling. That's what you see. That's all you see. And it's basically just like you have to somehow figure out that a certain amount of roundness at the back is what you want. And it's like so complicated. You actually need to get an education to get into welding. You can't just start welding. You actually need to like figure out how to do it and know what to look for, because that shit complicated, but it's easy to get once you get it. Yeah, so you got a driver's license. I mean, almost. Very much. You have a car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have a car. Oh.
I don't. Actually, I did lie. I do consider myself a proud owner of several Hot Wheels cars.
I knew you were gonna say that.
You know, I have the Bel Air, the original Bel Air, for example. I have the new Bel Air, the new Bel Air. I also have this now because I've been buying more, and if I didn't make the other ones fall down, I would have shown them. But I don't have any. But basically, next time I take care of my bottles, when I recycle them, I'm gonna probably take a peek into my bag area and see if I find the other Hot Wheels cars that's fallen down, because Bohilda was playing on there. And she's not allowed to, but she jumped up there and did it anyways. Dumb Bohilda. But, yeah. So, what the fuck are you doing?
Hmm?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Oh, what am I doing? I'm getting ready with the music.
Yeah, you're just practicing guitar. And somehow you, out of all people, are getting straight A's in school.
Yeah, because school's boring. So like, the only interesting thing is getting good grades.
It's ironic because you'd think if it's boring, you wouldn't pay as much attention and get worse grades.
What happens at school is that the teacher will just give us a sheet of paper to work on, and then not even teach. You go to geography class, makes you just fill out a map and stuff. That's it. And you listen to Obscure the whole period. That's pretty much the whole day.
Yeah, I have a lot of vinyls. I don't have their vinyls, a lot of them. I only have one. Maybe instead of buying a fucking original version of the fucking black vinyl, I should get the Diluvium and the Solaris one. The new one. And basically the two most recent albums I should get on vinyl. Because Diluvium is probably my other #1 album from them. I have 3 for a record.
What is it called?
Diluvium.
Sound like elude.
I don't know. I also have this member here.
So?
Which, speaking of, I can already announce that, well, at least for the people who watch this from my other channel, you might know that I went to this member show this year in September. If you haven't known, then you should probably watch my video. Just put in this member, and I put some corny ass title that was supposed to be deep or some shit like that. But you can just go in there and you'll see exactly what happened for me, and that's all you need to know about that, I guess. But I'm gonna go again, cause this member are playing, in on a festival in Sweden in July, and I decided that I want to see the same band for a second time, but next year. But this time it's a proper festival. The festival I went to this year was like a small little thing that happened, and this member was like the one big band there. I was like, okay, I might as well go. And this one's so proper. This one's like one of Sweden's. It's up there, you know. It's one of Sweden's best. It's the Gefle Metal Festival. You know, the funny thing is, literally right this exact month, another band who's playing live, much only recently started playing live, or well, having their first show literally in December, I believe. Can you guess who?
Let me think.
Who's having their first show next December in like 30 years?
Oh, Pantera.
Yeah. And out of every fucking band that could have been announced for Sweden Rock, which is the month before the one I want to go to, is fucking Pantera. So they're not coming. They're not coming to that one. They're not the headliner for Friday. That's missing. But we're missing a Friday headliner, so I still got my thumbs hooked that it might be Morbid Angel, but it's probably not. I kind of want Nile to come, because they're probably going to release an album something next year or something like that. Or Dying Fetus, because I did recommend Dying Fetus, because they're releasing an album next year, probably. Definitely, actually. There's no probably. Yeah, and so basically just Nile, Morbid Angel, Dying Fetus. Basically just bands I listen to. I would even... I should have recommended them X Japan just to see what they would say, if they would reply.
I didn't even know X Japan still plays live. The fuck?
X Japan doesn't play live anymore. They've just, like, the most recent ones they've done is like no audience shows. But they did a no audience show last before COVID, so it wasn't like a COVID thing or a Japan thing. It was just an X Japan thing. They're just like, and they're still like in a fucking, you know, gray area with whether their album is gonna come out. Which, speaking of, I don't know if I've been publicly speaking at all about this on my channel, other channel, my SuicidalGrind main channel, but I guess I should say this now. This album that I'm working on right now, that I've been releasing a bunch of songs that had a album cover change mid album, because that's awesome to do. I'm the only reason it's getting more songs is because I'm basically finding a reason to create more songs before 2023, because I plan to just put it up on as an official release on Spotify in 2023, because I want it to be my 2023 album, because I already released something early this year, which is my album The Satanic Party Assassinators. So that was going up in literally like as soon as January hits, and yeah, I'm pretty sure the last song is gonna be sometime in December. But I even told myself like a couple months ago there was like 2 more songs, and I'm pretty sure I've done 3, and now I'm doing more. So I don't know. Right now I've been trying to like get a black metal riff going, because literally today, since literally just today we got a fuck ton of snow. I was like walking, because of course I can't take my e-scooter, it's gonna break from the snow getting into the battery and shit, because the battery was on the underside of the scooter, because you don't really have any other place to put it. But yeah, basically this morning I walked to school for the first time in a fucking long time. First time in a long time, yeah. Basically since early this year, because that's what I did before, because my bike was brokey in the back tire. Where was I going with this? But yeah, oh yeah, basically as soon as I started like walking past another school, because I have a school near to where I live where it's like an old people school. It's like basically where failed adults go to get educated.
Is that called a community college?
I don't know. It's basically if your mom right now went to a school, that's basically what that is. A school that your mom could go to right now and study the same things you're studying right now, basically. If you didn't pass when she went to school, that is basically, for some reason. That's basically what that is. Just a school for adults, like specifically people who have failed school and they're adults now and they need to get something to get them going in life. But I don't go there. But when I walked past there, I immediately was like looking at the snow and not, like noticing how the snow. Because this is so weird. Because in the morning it's colder than 4 p.m. when I walk home. Like duh. But in the morning when I was walking to fucking the welding school, the snow coming around me and everything, the aura of the snow. This sounds like some fucking spiritual fucking moon rune, fortune telling rocks piece of shit, fucking healing stones bullshit mega shigamajig. But I'm telling you, the fucking aura of the snow coming around me, it for some reason made me feel like it made me feel like it was warmer than it actually was. And that being in combination with seeing how much, because it was like a proper snowstorm this morning. It was like a fuck ton of snow. I haven't seen so much snow come down in a long time, man. It's been a while. So it just hit me like this fills me with a joy. Like the way the snow made me feel warmer, and the way the snow came down in such a large amount at once, it made me happy. It made me happy in a way. So I wanted to write a song about that, but I'm trying to come up with like either a happy chord progression to do a black metal song, or a just normal black metal song chord progression. But so far it sounds like Mayhem, or the other Mayhem, basically Mayhem without Euronymous. So yeah, I don't know. I just don't want to be too cliche. I want to try to do something on my own. But yeah, I've been trying to get back into some more writing, even though I was only gonna make like a few more songs and then quit it, and then make the last song in early. But I'm probably gonna make it the last song in December. So yeah, I've just been getting inspired today, but I can't get the inspiration from here to here for some reason. But it's something I'm probably gonna get to eventually. I just have to noodle around, play some black metal style riffs, and eventually it'll come. So I don't need to force it. That's what unhealthy riffs comes from. That's how you get like, I don't know, fucking deaf post individual thought patterns.
That album sucks.
But it was also revealed like in a recent video that Gene Hoglan did. It was like a very recent one. It was like an interview with him about like every band he's ever been in, and it was like in chronological order by year. So it went from like Dark Angel to Death to whatever the fuck he was in after, to like Blood Clock or whatever. Death Clock, not Blood Clock. Death Clock. Bloodlines is what I was thinking of, because they have a song called Bloodlines. That's why I mixed those up. Oh yeah, speaking of Death Clock, you know that song is in drop C. Yeah, it's in drop C. And you want to know something else that is in drop C? Dismember. Like every song.
Disturbed.
I don't like Disturbed enough to play a lot of their songs. I only know a few that I like.
Shadows Fall's whole discography.
Children Bodom. Some Metallica songs.
Every
like
metalcore band.
Kurt Cobain? What did you say?
Every metalcore band.
You know, ironically true, because I was... actually... I'm pretty sure the only...
Bro, this shit like an episode of Hot
the only
Ones
time
right now.
Bullet for My Valentine did drop C was like a few. And now they're like in drop B. They only did drop C for like a few albums. They mostly did drop D or some D standard. I think they played D standard actually, because they were like the shredder kind of metalcore, like SLA Dying stuff. But yeah, basically Dismember, and this is actually leading to something. I'm not just mentioning what has a drop C tuning. I'm gonna be playing a lot more drop C soon. Not super soon, but sometime early January or late December, probably early January, because I'm buying a new guitar specifically for this reason. Because I want a guitar that has 24 frets and 6 strings. The reason why is because this guitar has 24 frets and has 6 strings, but also has a 7th string. And because it has a 7th string, you can't have a 6-string neck. You have to have this baseball bat fucking, and you know, it's, you know, I've been picking up the Jackson and just feeling how smooth the neck is, and just remembering how much I hate Floyd Rose, because it's just a pain in the ass to set up. I've been thinking I should just get a 6-string guitar that has the 24 frets, but a hardtail, so I can play the guitar. And I'm probably gonna... what I'm getting is a Harley Benton guitar. It's their newest guitar, the most recent one, because they released it in a pink color. But it wasn't just because they released it in a pink color. It's because it's basically just every guitar that's ever been metal. You know what I mean? Every super strat metal guitar in one. Because you have the inlays inlays that, like, I believe Schecter or Jackson does, like the special type of dot inlays. I think Schecter kind of does that, and Jackson does that sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Ibanez does that.
Yeah,
really
but then it looks like an Ibanez, but then it has like some curving that makes me think of like an S-shaped Dean, kind of. It has a little bit of everything, and the pickups are matte black, so it looks like a Metallica guitar as well. It looks like it has EMGs basically. I'm probably gonna put in EMGs in it, even though people are saying, oh, the pickups are great, but the thing is, the reason for me isn't because of the sound, because 90% of the sound is from the speaker, or in my case, bass effects. Because honestly, I tried different guitars. The only difference I can get in guitar, pickup wise, is if I play this one. But this is not a humbucker. This is a mini humbucker, which is essentially the humbucker version of a single coil. That's the only reason this sounds different in bass effects. If it has to be a different type of pickup completely. It can't just be a humbucker number 67 instead of 68 as opposed to 69. So it doesn't. It's not because of the sound. It's mostly because of the quality. I don't trust that I'll be able to beat on the pickups as much as I'll be able to beat on the EMGs. Because I have passive EMGs and an Ibanez behind me. So I can just switch them out and it'll be fine. Because it's passive pickups.
What? Passive EMGs?
Yeah, those are a thing. They're called the EMG HCs. And, and they're just cool. Generally cool stuff. And, come in a cool little package. This honestly is one of the coolest Ibanez models because it has like a cool name and you can't see it in here. You couldn't see it if I wanted you to, but in the finish it's supposed to sparkle a little, but you can't see it. But it also comes with EMGs and this is like the edge free. The bridge is like an edge free actually. So if I actually properly set it up, it would probably stay in tune. But I'm lazy, so I'm just gonna buy another guitar that stays in tune instead.
That just looks like my guitar.
Yeah, because it is your guitar with a floating tremolo. Basically, it's an Ibanez S shape. It's the same thing.
It's an S. Is it S?
Yeah, it's called S shape because super strat. Blah, blah. The only shapes that kind of make sense is like the Flying V, the Explorer, and the C-shaped guitar, which is Les Paul. But I guess that's it for that kind of story with like guitaring. But yeah, I'm getting guitar. What are you doing with guitar?
I don't know. I'm eating hot wings right now. It's like an episode of Hot Ones right now because I'm eating hot wings.
No, it's not.
They're pretty good.
I bet you don't have. I bet you don't even have the last dab on there. Well, okay, but what kind of hot wings is it? Is it just general chicken
like an animal?
Fry? What?
Have you heard of an animal like starts with a B?
What did you even? Can you just like repeat that? Did you say Banimal? Buffalo?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you could have just said buffalo chicken. God damn it. God damn it! Could have just said buffalo chicken.
Boneless wings are better. Straight up. The bones are so dumb.
Boneless wings are better. I've never... Are they shaped the same as bone wings?
No.
Oh.
I'm eating the boned wings right now, but like the boneless wings taste the same, way easier.
The only reason that they're boneless, right, is because the bone is like removed by someone.
No, it's just like it's not a bone anymore. It's just like the breast of the chicken, and then they just call it bone. Fucking wings. They're not wings, but it is good.
I like looking at. Don't mind what I was doing. I was looking at the camera and then looking back in my eyes on Discord because I there's that delay where I can see my camera, I can see my eyes move. That's like some shit I would do when I was young and first got a UCam. Oh, wasn't it called like that? Wasn't it called UCam back in the day? I don't even know if you know what that is.
Unregistered hypercam?
No, it was like called UCam or some shit like that. That's how I recorded my like DVD with me and Greta.
I know Bandicam, whatever.
Is it like no Cybercam? Cybercam? It's not UCam. It's literally Cyberlink UCam. It's literally called that. I knew it. It's called UCam. Basically, there was this program where it's basically just generic recording software number 5. But back in the day, that was revolutionary because it was installed already in the first laptop I ever had. So this was my first laptop we're talking about. So I just started recording a bunch of videos of myself doing general chicken rice stuff. That's how you get. I'm pretty sure that's how I got my second video on my channel ever. Because my first video was recorded with a tiny ass camera, like a real camera, digital camera. Pretty high production, I know. It's just that it was like a 360p camera, it's just, you know. But I like that first video because it makes me smile whenever I look back at it because it's like my best video, unironically. Because it's just, the only thing I do is like, I point my camera at my screen just so you can barely see what I'm doing. And then I drift for a little bit and then I explode my car and shoot a bunch of people and then that's the video. And I say a bunch of stuff that like doesn't make sense even in Swedish. And then I'm like, I say some random stuff in English as well. Just to flex that I could speak English when I was like 11 or some shit. Yeah, it's kind of funny.
How to get on top of autoerotic.
Yeah, that one has so many dislikes. I don't know why, because I just... Maybe it's because I cut. Because I didn't actually show how to get up. I just said, okay, here's how you do it. Jump up on that car and then climb that. And then I just did... Then I paused it, I did it, and then I unpaused it, and it was just like, okay, now I'm up. that's like the old version of me. I still do dumb shit like that because I'm still keeping my spirit. I haven't really changed that much. I would say that like ever since 20. Honestly, my content from like 20. Actually, when I started until 2017 was unhinged. I was unhinged from the start of my channel until 2017. Because I believe 2017 is like around the time I got my 7-string and then I started taking stuff a little too serious for some reason. And now I'm a little bit more serious for some reason. As in, like, I'm trying to make some edited videos. But it's honestly taken a toll on the way I feel about my videos. Because now... the videos do better view-wise, but when I watch them back, if I compare a video I do now to a video I did in 2016, I laughed my ass off watching myself in 2016. I fall asleep to Greta watching my new video. It's not that my new videos are boring to me, it's mostly that I'm aiming my new videos to just be like... I'm sharing shit that I know. Because it's basically just repeating words that are in here, but to people that might enjoy hearing them. And so far people do. Because a lot of people have stopped by my Morbid Angel video, for example. And I'm not even talking about the Trey video that was just focused around Trey himself. But like the hardest fucking songs to play on drums. That one got 200 views in like no time just because... I guess a bunch of people got it recommended for some reason. But that was like a video where I like tried that for a change because I hadn't done a video like that in a while. Like a video where I actually started putting some effort into it. But It did well, and so did the Dismember video. I got a little overshadowed because obviously Morbid Angel is more well known than Dismember, so I can't get too ahead of myself. So and Dismember's hype hasn't died out, but it's like a calm hype right now. You know, Morbid Angel recently announced a tour around the same time I released that video, so it was like a perfect, a perfect timeline. But Dismember had been playing throughout the whole year, so it's not as hype to just like be the heaviest song in every Dismember, But I'm definitely gonna vlog the death metal stuff, and the black metal stuff if I see that. I hope I really do. I'm going to see Creator, the thrash metal band from Germany, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I'm gonna see them. That's actually like, I mean, I would be as excited seeing Creator as I would Exodus, because Slayer doesn't play anymore. That's the reason I put Exodus as an example. But honestly, I would be as excited if Slayer was there as I am for a Creator. But yeah, that's why I'm really looking forward, and I also really look forward to finding out what the Friday headliner is. I wouldn't have a problem with the Friday headliner being Meshuggah, because then I could flex on my boyfriend. That would be cool.
I want to see Meshuggah.
Me too. That's why I want them to come. But I think they're actually I think they're playing a festival in literally another country or something in June, so they're not gonna be on a Swedish festival. I don't think. They're doing some shit like that, I believe. Unless that was another band that I wanted. I don't know. Let's just get Guns N' Roses on Friday.
Guns N' Roses.
I can hear Sweet Child of Mine for a 15th time in my life. That's a lie. I heard that 100 million times.
Bro, Slash is probably so sick and tired of that song.
I mean, he doesn't even like that song. He hates it. I'm pretty sure that's like the most famous song. That's like the most famous story of a songwriter hating their own song that's like popular. But the reason Slash hates it is because it was actually just an exercise. I guess it was just like an exercise he played like at like mid to high tempo, just to practice. Because if you play it fast like this, it's kind of like a tech def riff, but like higher. So if you like. Did I just... It's basically a tech def riff before tech def was a thing. Am I right? Fucking Slash invented tech def. Yeah, but I don't know. I want a good headliner band. What?
I sneezed.
Yeah, what were you saying?
I
thought I was saying something. Oh, it's just reacting to...
I sneezed.
Yeah. Carnosus released a single. You don't know that one, probably, because I haven't talked about them as much, but Carnosus was the band that I was gonna see that one winter where I saw Creeping Flesh live.
Who?
Carnosus. It's
Carnifex?
No, Carnosus. It's basically... Okay, car, no, sus. That's the way the car with no sus is the way I describe them. But they're a Swedish tech death metal band, and they just released a single off their upcoming album, and I'm excited. Like, that's some really cool stuff. I honestly think this album might be even... I don't know. I really like the previous album a lot. I want that one on vinyl if they have that as a physical copy on vinyl. But this one is sounding promising just from that one single I heard. It's very, like, they're trying to expand a little on their stuff. because the previous one was more traditional, like Morbid Angel tech. It was basically if Morbid Angel did a tech death metal album, so it was very traditional tech death. The last one, but this one I feel like they might be striving a little more towards the obscura side of things, and I like that. Because that's the one thing I compared it to, and I said it kind of reminded me of. But, you know, it would be cool. I hope I see them live, because I didn't get to see them live because one of the guitarists got COVID. And honestly, that's just the worst reason to not play a show. No, I'm not... I mean, like, as in, like, it sucks, because it was the worst timing, and the worst thing is I got COVID right after that show. Like, literally, like, the day after, I was fucking COVID full on it. I didn't even notice, because I was having a good time having a ball. So, that's how that happened. So, you got a car. Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
I guess we never really talked about it, what it is. We never mentioned it as a Ford Fusion. Yeah, it's a fucking Ford Fusion. I don't know what I can say about it. It's basically if Aston Martin and Ford made a Mustang together.
Yeah, pretty much.
But it's like honest. It's unironically just a very cool car that they made for average people. But the average person who buys that's not gonna really look at it. They're just gonna be like, oh, it's a good car. Just like if you're a one person, like for you, when you live at your college dorm, and I have, I mean, I'm not gonna go that deep into it. I almost said some sussy stuff there, and I go there. You know, if you have, even just when you're alone in the college dorm, just having a car like that one, it's a 4-door coupe, right? So you have the luggage in the boot, as they call it in some language, or the trunk as they call it in America. You have that space, but then if you're just one person, you can get so many groceries going in that car. You can have the seat beside you and the fucking entire rear back seat. Because if you're by yourself in the car, you know, grocery shopping is gonna be the easiest thing for you in that car, probably. The hardest thing is gonna be able to manage the gas money. Because trust me, that's just, you know. You know, honestly, I think I had a little epiphany recently, only because
Epiphany sounds like a metal band.
Yeah, it is a metal band, but it's also a thing where you like realize something and you're like, the whole system is fucked. But the reason why I feel like that is because I realized why America's system is so fucked recently. And it all comes down to one thing that you're gonna be like, yeah, no shit. But to me, it wasn't this obvious. Because all this time, I was making the joke like, oh, if Joe Biden is such a great president, why hasn't he, you know, brought in free healthcare? Why isn't school education free? Why don't you actually get paid for going to school, like in Sweden? But it all comes down to money. It's literally just because the people who have money want more money. It's literally just that. And the only reason I was able to have that epiphany is because I was watching a streamer from America. I was watching... that sounds dumb. It sounds like I was watching a random guy on Twitch from America that I just found on the street or something. But no, it was like a guy who's... I've been friends with... I consider him as a friend. I've been friends with him for a while. For like... when was 2019? How many years ago?
3 years ago. Am I dumb? No way. 2 years ago.
3
years ago.
1, 2. Yeah, 2019. Yeah, that was 3 years. Since 3 years. It's so weird because I thought it was less, actually. But yeah, I've known it for 3 years, and he kind of just like... A lot of... The way that I actually realized this is because we talked a little about America and how... It started with talking about like... It wasn't even me that said it. It was he that said it. He was like wondering if the myth is like was like actually true, that like in Europe stuff like McDonald's and Burger King is actually put more care into, and I just basically heard that while looking at, I don't know, probably Instagram or some shit. But I was like, oh yeah, definitely, it's just true, because I've heard multiple Americans just say how awful, terrible, god tier dog shit, just rancid Burger King is for some reason. But then when I eat Burger King in Sweden, it's just like, bro, I like this more than McDonald's, no cap. That's the only time I've ever said that, ironically. I never say no cap. I don't know
Burger
why.
King's not that great, but I like McDonald's a lot, and
I mean, a McDonald's,
Sonic.
I think a lot of people in America still like, but they acknowledge it's just, like, not good for you at all. It's like actual gutter food. You might as well just eat it off the trash. But you know, why not just keep on eating junk food? I don't see a problem. Because Two Man made a video, actually, once that you could literally sit like I do and do nothing. But I don't sit and do nothing anymore because I go to welding school and now I actually have an active life where I exercise daily every week just because of the fact that I have to walk there and I have to walk into school and there's a lot of walking.
Wait.
And lifting, heavy lifting. I did heavy lifting today.
Wait, you listen to Too Mad for health advice?
Yes. Because he actually he said something genius. You know, you can literally sit on your ass all day and just watch the calories that you take in and still lose weight. It's literally like that. Like, so literally no fat people had no excuse to be fat. Like, literally just eat less. That's literally what he said. Literally just eat less. And you can sit down all day and do fucking nothing, but your muscles and everything will deteriorate from sitting all day. So that's why you should actually walk a little bit, take a regular promenade. And that's why I believe it's actually, like, probably recommended to work out your arms a little more, not be like a Swedish man like me, you see. I have no guns, no money, there's no shit there, there's no arms. The only reason there's, like, a hint of meat on my arms is because I've had on and off a job for the past couple years since 2020. This is literally, like, this much of my arm has built from working, I bet. Before that was just like leg. Leg! Yeah, I mean like chicken leg, you know what I mean? Skinny ass motherfucker, you know? You could you wouldn't be full if you ate that arm. You will be full if you ate that one and then like this. Back then. That's how fucking, but yeah, basically Two Man said like if you just like you could literally eat McDonald's every day. Because he ate McDonald's every day and lost weight, and he has proof to show it and shit like that. But because you can just watch your calories. Like, if you just look up the calories of every burger and, like, every drink, and since the fries are basically the same size for everything anyways, you can just look up one and just be like, okay. And if you just eat, I'm pretty sure you can just have, like, a Big Mac and then and a drink and you'll be fine. That's like your entire daily intake. That's why people say you shouldn't, eat McDonald's only, because if you only have one meal, it's gonna be extremely unbalanced. That's why they say to not do that, because let's say you have one big McDonald's meal and eat the maximum amount of calories for you to just be able to sit down on your gaming chair and game all day for a year. Towards the evening, you're gonna feel really fucking hungry because of that. If you just have one meal, that's why you should eat less and just spread it out over more meals.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm doing it pretty well, but I'm in the process sometimes under eating on purpose, just because I don't like seeing the numbers I'm seeing on the escalator on the weight thing right now. Forgot what it's called. But basically, last time I saw 65.5 kilos, and I was like, that's what I weigh right now. I'm not sure if I'm happy with that. I know it sounds ridiculous, because 65.5, I'm 170 centimeters tall, and that's like relatively underweight for my size. I want to weigh like the most 60 kilo. 60 kilo. No joke. No rhyme or reason why. It's just I don't feel comfortable with my body if I don't weigh that weight. It's like a weird sentimental thing for me. And it's like it's not necessarily, I've checked my BMI, it's not necessarily unhealthy to be 60, but it's like slight underweight even then. It's just slightly more than slight underweight, you know? It's like a little underweight, not underweight, you know what I'm saying? That would be before when I weighed like 53 kilos. But yeah, I guess the problem is that I'm not really doing anything with the food, the fat that goes in. So the fat just kind of goes where it feels like. Right now it's going into the gut because I'm getting a little bit of a randy gut, but not like Randy, of course. I still weigh 65.5 kilo, which is still considered underweight for my height. But
what's your height?
170 centimeters. It's the same as you. You said that it was the same, but
wait,
like 5'6", something like that. 5'6", 11", or some shit like that. You know, this dumb shit.
5'6", 11". What the fuck?
You know, it's some dumb shit like that.
5, 6, 7.
Hold on. I'll Google. I know which one it is. I believe it's like
Imagine fucking measuring yourself in centimeters. That's like weighing myself in ounces.
Do you measure people in feet? Yeah, you do. I was about to go inches to centimeters. Yeah, I'm 5'7", because that's the one that's 170.18 when you convert it. I'm 5'7", so that's basically like 65.5 kilos considered normal for 5'7", and it's just like I want to weigh 60 for some reason, but the reason why is because of the gut, the Randy gut. That's not really a Randy gut, but I could literally get rid of this if I just did something with the fat that goes here. But I do nothing because I work and then I come home and I'm Greta, you know. So I think the reason why that happens is because I just don't do anything with it, you know. As in like I should do sit-ups, you know, stomach exercises that get the fat to go in to the muscles instead of just bleh. But you know, I'm always tired as shit, and I would be even more tired. And plus, you get sore from that. So I'll just rely on walking and hope that most of the fat goes to my legs. I think one day I kind of want to... I don't want to look like fucking... You know, fucking Kevin Fassard. But I want my arms to be normal, you know?
I want to look like that.
I want my arms to at least be the size of my fretboard.
What?
Yeah, because literally, if you compare...
What fretboard are we talking? Are we talking about 7-string or 6-string?
Wait, actually, no. My arm is... Literally, my arm is bigger than my fretboard. No, I mean like... Like this pickup ring. Or some shit like that. Like that, I think. That difference.
Okay, he's talking about 7-string.
That difference, basically. No. Basically, just like that much mat. That, like that maybe. But like overall. Yeah, but I think drums have actually... is the reason why I'm actually seeing something. Because I sometimes see like a little increase in arm velocity. And it's probably because of drums slightly. Because drums are a arm workout. if you play them like I do. And the reason I do that is because I only play for like an hour. So surely that's not harmful to play full arm swing when you're like only doing 1 hour, right?
Yeah, that helps.
Yeah. So what I do now is I practice 30 minutes or a little over 27 minutes sometimes. Because last time I did 27 minutes and I was like, okay, I just want to play some songs and jam out. Which was like 3 minutes off a half an hour. So I was still pretty proud of myself because I thought I was just like at 23 or 18. But you know, it was a lot more than I thought. So yeah, I was pretty happy with that practice session. So I usually try to practice 140 BPM. I do double bass at 140 BPM, and I make sure that every first beat is on the every kick. You know what I mean? Because there's 4 kicks in between if you're doing 16ths, and I always want to be. I'm not doing that kind of inconsistency. I'm not making the first hit extra hard, but I'm making sure the first hit is on time. So that because if your first hit is on time, it kind of matters less how much popcorn comes after. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what drummers call it. When you know every first hit is on time with the metronome, but everything after is just like kind of flamming on the drum kit, but it sounds still fast. It's like when you're like playing super fast, and it's kind of like it doesn't really matter as long as your first hit is on time all the time. You can do a lot of popcorn after. But I obviously want to try to get a little consistent because I believe I'm looking into just right now because I have a terrible way of drumming because I'm sitting on a chair drumming right now on a chair, literally just couple wood planks mounted to some fucking metal pipes and that's basically the chair, and it's uncomfortable and it has a thing that goes on my back that comes up. I forgot what those are called. A rest, I guess. A backrest. And it that's not a good way because you can't sit back on that chair, you know? So you get the natural like ankle technique. Because if I want to play fast, like let's say Kevin Paradis, the French guy who plays at 270 BPM with just fucking up and down on the foot like this, and not swivel or the cheating technique. You know what I'm saying. If I want to get good at ankle technique, I gotta get a drum from. Because the way you actually do the ankle technique is by sitting back so that your legs don't move as much. And then, because of that, you get used to your ankles just moving. Mostly. And that's how most drummers actually achieve the speed. By just sitting further back on their drum throne. So it's really
relaxed. It's like easier to work.
And it's also gonna be useful because I don't really want to play a million BPM. I'm not Kevin Pardy. I would say my maximum I want to play without swivel is like 200 without swivel. 200 BPM without swivel, without like, you know, being a little bitch boy who loses tempo after 5 seconds. Because if it's like, look at me, I can play 200 BPM. You know what I mean? And then I start playing triplets. I also want to do that. I want to be able to play triplets to a beat. Because right now, triplets is just easy. If I think about it, if I do this, that's easy. That's easy to follow with the with the kicks in on the like hi-hat to right. But when I add the snare, that's when I fuck up for some reason. I'm gonna practice that eventually. So it becomes because then I can play more like Morbid Angel style stuff. I want to do that. And I guess I don't know if I have much more topics, stuff about my life to talk about right now. So, I mean,
We should talk more about your life.
yeah, well, you could say something about your life while I think about something about my life.
Um.
We've been gaming a lot more recently. That's true. Because I recently realized that I should be a man and play GTA 5. And it's actually fun, despite the fact that I get really mad. Like, I don't know if you could tell at all by the sounds that were coming through my microphone last night, but I threw my controller on the floor. From losing at a GTA race. That's why I want to do the Discord thing on Xbox so I can stream it and potentially I got some debris in my throat. You know what I was trying to say though. Because I think in that way the party actually goes on the stream. Or well, the Discord call. Because it will work at the same as like a Xbox party. That almost that makes me feel like I'm about to throw up. Because I got some debris in my throat. Oh, god damn. I bet it was Greta's tail. But yeah, I've been playing the games. I've actually been playing a little more Skyrim recently. Mostly because I've been doing the side quests. Because I like them. And I'm jealous of someone in the Morbid Angel server. Right now.
Is that me?
No. They're getting a solar guitar tomorrow. And it's a trans blood red mat. It's the blood red one. It's like the A2 solar guitar, so it's like the nice one. It's like the one that's like really pointy and nice. The Ola plays.
See, if I got a solar guitar, I would just buy the Morbid Angel.
Yeah, but that one has a Floyd.
That's like the whole point.
Yeah, also 7 strings.
If I bought a new guitar, I'd probably buy an Ibanez like Morbid Angel guitar.
You mean the UV7?
No, not the UV7, the other one. The one that's just an RG.
He had that?
Oh my god, it's like every photo he's taken.
Yeah, but that's the UV7.
He has an RG.
Oh no, it's because it has a dot inlays, not the disappearing pyramid. Oh, you're right. That's true. Yeah, but we've been going. We gotta shut the fuck up now because we've been going for over an hour. It's an hour and 3 minutes now. So I'm gonna continue dying on my own, and basically
Oh, I'm dying. I'm like.
The main reason why I'm only doing 1 hour, I will try to do it next weekend so I get a little more updates on stuff, and I'll talk about some other shit as well. But oh yeah, one last thing. When my album is uploaded, I'm gonna make a very important video. This is the first time I'm ever shedding light on this. I'm gonna explain basically the story behind every single song I've ever created. That's on Spotify specifically. Not every song I've ever created that's on YouTube, except for a few. I'm gonna explain like the noise grind thing I made. That's not really noise grind, but just me having an aneurysm. But I'll explain it all. And even some of my covers are gonna be in there, like the story behind them. Because I did metal covers out of nowhere, a couple of them back to back, and I didn't really have a rhyme or reason why that I said. I didn't say any reason why out to the public. I just did them. But there's actually some reasons and stuff and lore and story about everything that I made from like the first album were like in one of the comments to like I love lollies. You can see in my pinned comment I said that like this entire time my mom was on the phone. And I believe during the recording of Disremembered Mind, my mom was also on the phone.
Disremembered?
Yeah, disremembered. It's another word for forgetting. So, and it's a real word. It's so cool.
Chambers of Disremembered.
That's a cool name, actually. But yeah. So, it's basically just gonna be a lore video. Fucking Suicidal Grind lore. But yeah. I'm mainly ending it here because if I don't, it's gonna take up the time I have to game with this fart smeller. So.
No, I'm not a fart smeller. I'm a smart fella.
Oh yeah, that's right. I thought the other one was a nice fella, but you know, yeah, he was smart with the smart fella, the fart smell of the nice, you know, um, pizza is pretty good, but yeah, it's basically because I want a game, so that's it for this one. And now we can hopefully do this more often, that I don't have to script everything. Because that's what the last one was. I basically just scripted. I just wrote up a bunch of shit about cars that I liked. And then went off that list of things. So I don't have anything off of my head right now. So that's why I'm going to keep these to that. And if I do one next weekend, I do one next weekend. If I don't do one next weekend, and then fuck you!